I feel better. Anyway, long story short, spent 10 days there, got out, decided I don't need these drugs. I'm okay. Like, so long and thanks for all the fish type of situation. And, man, I know what pool water tastes like. They put fucking chlorine in the water there and they cover it up with Crystal Light and tell you that it's drinkable. And I'm like, no, it's on the swim team for a season and I know what fucking pool water tastes like. And this tech guy for Beck, actually, I'm not going to tell you his name. I don't want to like call him out on here, but he agreed with me. He was like the only fucking soul in the place who realized it too. And, you know, he had his books about him. Like, he's probably done every drug in the book. Like, we both know what pool water tastes like. Okay. So, it's a trap. I spent a collective 45 days of my life in mental institutions. I know the game. Yeah, I'm the trap queen. Nice to meet ya. So anyway, fucking A. I was talking about this last time I went to Galveston before I went off on that fucking tangent. And, you know, like, there was a lot of shit that transpired in between. It's all a blur at this point. But, anyway, so last weekend, all that shit went down, and these cops are nice, right? They give me a lift back to my car, give me $17 because I told them I was hungry. So I go to the Waffle House, and like, see this guy backpacking, and he's all sweaty and looks tired, and I'm like, hey, you want to have breakfast with me? And he's like, yeah. So we go in the Waffle House, and we sit down, we have breakfast, and he's telling me he's a writer. He's writing a children's book about, you know, this black cat named Midnight who buys, he's really arrogant, and he buys some purple silk pajamas off of Amazon. I don't really remember what else, but then he's got like a corgi friend who's like the original Swiftie. And I'm like, what? And he's like, you know, Taylor Swift fan. I'm like, oh. This dude's like a middle-aged man. It's just fucking hilarious, right? Like I said, I can't make this shit up. So anyway, we have breakfast and part ways, and by this point, I'm out of money and running on fumes mentally and in my gas tank, and I'm just like, shit. Like, I need to check into a hotel. Like, I can't make it all the way back, so I stop at the Super 8, and it's too expensive. My card gets declined, so I'm like, alright, I'll try that Motel 6 down the road. Fuck it. And there's this fucking hooker. She was a fucking hooker. Like, tits out to here and, like, nasty, like, pastel pink lipstick that's, like, dripping off her lips and, like, gross as fuck. Like, flirting with a fucking attendant while her John's out there in his SUV and his wife and kids are probably at home sleeping. And I'm like, okay, fuck this. I don't have time for this shit. So I get back in my car and I'm like, alright, I'm just pissed enough to make it at least to Deer Park. So I go crash with my aunt, and like, my mom comes the next morning, you know, brings me a fucking toothbrush and like some food, and Lulu gives me food and coffee, and just like, I feel better after some sleep. And you know, by the time I went to sleep, she's got like the statue of Jesus next to her. I'm like, oh hey, I think that LSD I tried in January is finally kicking in, because it was like Jesus is fucking waving at me at this point, right? And I wake up and like, okay, things aren't moving that shouldn't be moving anymore, thank God. So, like, I don't know, man. Like, I was in my hometown and I hadn't been there in forever. I went to the park and just walking around the gazebo. I used to like sing in when I was a little kid because it echoed. It was like, it had graffiti all over it. It was like some Back to the Future shit. It was like, it said we're all dead. Except it was spelled DAED on the steps. And like, it was just fucking surreal. Like, I felt like I wasn't supposed to be there almost. And like, I felt like that a lot lately. Like, when I just like drive to places that I've been before and I'm like, it's fucking weird now. It's like a ghost town, man. I drove down my old street and I almost didn't even recognize the houses. It was just like, oh, it's fucking weird. Oh, this is eerie. And I ended up having pizza at this place and like drove back home and I was so happy to be home. When you half-ass live out of your car, like it's really great to have a bed to sleep in and remember that you actually have people who care about you. It really is, because you know, I've got family. I got a great family. I don't have very many friends left though. I have a few really good ones who still talk to me and don't think I'm just batshit fucking insane. And it's a comfort to know that, because it seems like most people I've ever cared about, I freak them out. They don't want to have anything to do with me anymore. I embarrass them to know me or something. Like, I don't fucking know. But it sucks. And I try to be happy and stay positive and everything, but fucking sad most of the time, to be honest. I am. It's not my fault, you know? But anyways. Yeah. So I know God loves me. I know He's got a plan for me, and I don't care what anyone says. People can laugh at me, mock me, call me crazy all they want, turn away from me. It's fine. Suit yourself, because I'm pretty fucking awesome. Clearly. Not many people would do half the shit that I do, or go through it and, be able to keep a smile on their face. And a song in their heart, nonetheless. I'm strong as fuck. And if you can't see that, you're a fucking idiot. So, anyway, it is what it is. Tonight was pretty shitty. Started off okay, like half-ass decent, typical Saturday around these parts, and went and sang some karaoke, and then this guy sang this really sad country song, and I felt the need to leave. So I'm driving, and this is like a 2-lane road. One lane goes this way, one lane goes that way, and some asshole, a far shittier Honda than I drive, decides he's gonna speed the fuck around me, and I'm in no mood. He's doing something that's illegal for one thing, and that could cause an accident for another. And so, I'm pissed at this point and have no fucks left to give. So I speed up as he's trying to go around me, and he gets around me and slams on his brakes, and I've got accident avoidance skills out the wazoo at this point, because I've been in enough of them. And I'll be damned if I let Wanda get hurt. So, I brake. I don't slam on him. I don't have to. And I come up beside him because, I'm wailing on my horn. I throw him off, right? And he just, pulls into, the left turn lane, and I pull up next to him. And I'm just like, what the fuck is your problem? And he's like, you dumb cunt, you could have caused an accident. And I was just like, oh, excuse me. Yeah, I'm the one who's going to cause an accident. All right, what the fuck is your problem? and the light's red, and these people who are over here are just like watching and confused as fuck. So I just take off and drive through it because I don't want this asshole following me. And I know he probably doesn't have the guts to run the red. So I make it back home and decide I'm not ready to go there because I don't want to go in all pissed off, share that with my parents who have done nothing wrong. So I go to another bar, a bar where I used to work when I was like 19. And fucking there's some people dressed like flappers and 20s people. They were like across the street at some party and they decided to come here, They're like way too cool to be there and shit. So none of them want to talk to me, and that's fine because I get that a lot. So I'm just fucking, just being me. Whatever. And this guy I used to know when I worked there bought me a beer. He's nice. And, it's closing time and waitress comes out and she's like, hey, you gotta take your beers, drink up. And I'm like, alright. She's like, you got 7 minutes. So, I'm sipping on my beer. I'm like, alright, finish it within 7 minutes. And I found like the only 2 cool people out there, and I was sitting with them listening to their conversation, which involved a lot of name dropping of friends who I'll never know. And I'm feigning interest, and I fucking, waitress comes back out, and she's like, I gotta take your beers now. And I'm like, okay, finishing, going over here, she like fucking follows me. I'm like, hey, I had a shitty night, just let me drink this. And like, I like gulp most of it down before she just like snatches it out of my hand and she's like yelling at me. And I'm like, love you. And she's just like, so vivid. And I'm just like, fucking bitch, like, seriously. She's like, it's my job to take your beer. And I'm like, okay. Oh, I'm glad you take your job seriously, So, no offense against waiters and waitresses. I've waited many tables, but come on. Cut a bitch some slack. Please. Once in a while. It was a beer. It's the only decent one I've had all night. It's the only whole one I've had all night. The only cold one. And, some guy over here is like, she's crazy. And I'm just like, yeah, you have no idea. And, I'm just like, okay, goodbye. Only 2 cool people in the place. Y'all have a wonderful night. I'm leaving. So now I'm home. And good riddance on that entire evening. And, yeah. I think I'm gonna attempt to sleep. And hopefully tomorrow will be better. I know it will. Even after all the bullshit, I still know that tomorrow is gonna be good, okay? If you can go through all that shit, okay? And if you haven't been through shit in your life, I don't want to fucking know you. Because if you've never confronted adversity, you have no character, okay? And if you have no character, I have no interest in talking to you. If you've been handed everything your entire life and you've never run into a single fucking problem, fuck you, okay? Seriously, fuck you. Like, at least be nice to people because people have it a lot worse than you, Just remember that, okay? Now, everybody has problems. I realize that. Everybody has struggles. Everybody goes through shit. I know I'm not the only one. But people don't realize the gravity of the shit that I've been through. And that's why I'm telling you now, okay? It's not that I think I'm better than anyone. I'm just a fucked up asshole just like the rest of you, okay? And I still know that a lot of people are good. Because for as many shitheads that I meet, I need at least 5 decent people, you know. So you let the good outweigh the bad. We keep the faith. We have a little hope. I don't have much of that left. At the end of the day, my hope's pretty much flown out the window. I don't really give a shit at this point. You know, love me, hate me, be indifferent, don't care. I'm indifferent too at this point. Really don't care. I wish I could. I wish I still could, but I can't afford to anymore. Well, tomorrow I'll wake up and the sun will be shining and, you know, maybe I'll see things differently. But for now, I give 0 fucks. Because I can't. I got none left to give. I'm all tapped out, you know. I've given away everything that I can for free. And at this point, I don't need friends. I'm looking for my family. I know who my family is. If I add any more friends to my circle, they're basically my family, okay? And you know, I just need money at this point. 'Cause I'm tired of, you know, bartering, you know, offering someone, you know, people, gas station attendants, like to sing you any song that you wish if you will put 5 on it, because I just need to get home. I didn't take into account how far I was gonna end up going. So, yeah, thank you, Japanese engineers, for taking into account dumb Americans when you designed the Honda. Yeah, that thing will run on fumes for a long ass time. So, that being said, I'm tired as fuck. Y'all take it easy, and I hope your nights were infinitely better than mine. Oh, and if some asshole tells you to suck his dick, just say present it.